Hi, here's a quick tip, and it's really a little bit about snare drum technique today. And what we're talking about is the 4 basic strokes. So when you play the snare drum, there are essentially four different types of strokes. Okay, so I'm going to switch to the snare drum cam here, so we can see this. What we're really dealing with here is where does the stick start and end? Okay, so the first stroke is what we sometimes refer to as the full stroke. Okay, what you're essentially doing is bringing the stick back to the same starting point. Okay, so it's very good to practice. See how my hands are moving, nice little flick, getting the stick down, and I can do that from any height. And what that's going to do is that's going to give me a consistent volume. Yeah, so full stroke all the way down and up. Okay, that's the first one. So the next one is a tap stroke, which is essentially the smallest stroke you can make on the drum. Yeah, and just a little tap stroke there. You could say that's a full stroke because it starts and ends where it is, but we'll call that the tap stroke because it's as low as it can go. Okay, you're very close to the drum. What we're not doing, you're not pressing on the drum, and we're not buzzing the stick. I'm trying to get a nice clean single stroke with the stick bouncing. It's a very small movement. Takes quite a lot of skill to do that. Okay, now here's the other two. We're going to do a downstroke and an upstroke. Downstroke starts at the top and it ends up down here. So what I'm essentially doing is I'm using my grip, I'm grabbing the stick with my hand to stop the bounce. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the stick. See what I'm doing there? So I'm hitting it quite firmly. I mean, I have to. It could be mezzo forte. Yeah, but what I'm doing is, see my hand, I'm grabbing the stick, and that stops the stick from bouncing back again. Okay, unlike when I do a full stroke that I play from the wrist and the whole thing bounces back. Yeah, so now I'm using this technique. Yeah, where the hand is opening and closing down here. And then the other one is the upstroke, which is when I start low and come up. Now the upstroke's very strange because what I'm doing here is I'm lifting my hand. My hand only comes up. It doesn't go down and up. So you're thinking, well, how on earth do you hit that drum? Well, here's the little magic trick, okay? Look at that. See that? I'm using the fingers at the back of my hand, and there's a pivot point here at the fulcrum. So as I close my hand, this part of the stick comes up and that bit goes down. And now if I'm close enough to the drum, I can get a stroke with that. You see that? So what I do is essentially my hand lifts, and as it lifts, I just close my hand, and it means that I just sort of catch it on the way up. Okay, this is a tough thing to execute, and it's a very counterintuitive thing to do. I'm not hitting the drum and lifting the stick. That's 2 movements. Okay, I'm trying to do it in 1 movement. I'm just lifting. My hand is just coming up, and I'm just catching it on the way up, just like a little stroke on the drum. Now, here's the thing. This is when you start combining them, of course, you can get all these different techniques. But a good exercise now is to combine them into 1 movement. So we're going to do a full stroke, a downstroke, a tap stroke, and then an upstroke. And so what I'm doing is I'm getting 2 kind of loud notes and 2 quiet notes, basically. But look, what I'm trying to do essentially is control the stick. I'm controlling where the stick starts and ends. Okay, this is the difference between snooker and pool. Okay, you got to know where the white ball ends up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's probably not very helpful. But what I'm trying to do is I'm basically setting up the next shot. I'm always preparing the next stroke with the stroke I'm using. So if it depends what I'm going to play next. Okay, but what I've now got is I've got control to start at any point and end at any other point. I can start at the top and end at the top. Start at the top and end at the bottom. Start at the bottom and end at the bottom. Start at the bottom and end at the top. So that's my 4 basic strokes. Full stroke, downstroke, tap stroke, upstroke. And the combination of those 4 strokes is what enables me to play anything at any point, any time, with maximum efficiency. And I'm controlling the stick where it ends up each time. Okay? Setting up the next shot. There you go. Have fun with that. Check that out. See you in the next one.